little bit on your path here to this.
Fans, stay connected and participate in the conversation with hashtag CFB Playoff.
You expect it all along?
Towards the end, the middle and the end of my high school career, for sure. Obviously, at first, I kind of was just up and down, really trying to figure out what sport I wanted to play. I was a big basketball guy, so I seen some future in basketball, but it was really nothing ever just planned out all the way through. So I was just kind of, just going with the flow at that point. Played freshman ball. Excuse me. Got moved up to varsity my sophomore year. Didn't play. I was behind some great guys at Temple, so I didn't really get an opportunity to play my sophomore year. Junior year is when stuff really started kicking off for me. Started getting some offers, and then kind of built up from there. So with the offers I was getting, the basketball part of it was kind of out the window, and at that point I was just playing that for fun. And then making my decision after that, going to which college felt like home. Obviously, it was kind of a struggle for me because it was something, well, I'm not only me, but every high school player goes through that, goes through this process. Because like essentially, you're making a decision that's going to affect the rest of your life. So, at the end of the day, I felt like TCU was that, and I can, confidently sit here and say I've made that decision that is going to best help me throughout the course of the rest of my career. I'm going. I was just going to elaborate on the season real quick. Obviously with the new coaching staff, that's been a big incorporation to us as a team, and a big part of why we got here today. Obviously the old coaching staff, had a big part in that too. But I feel like the nutrition with Coach Kaz, the strength and conditioning, Coach Riley, Coach Dyson, their air raid style offense, as far as offense goes, it really helped us a lot and, helped us expand on our game.
You mentioned basketball, a couple of Texas coaches said, remember the Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
Walk me through that night.
Oh, okay, so, obviously we had the little football camp and stuff at first, so I was just, doing my thing out there. I wasn't always like a real vocal dude. I was just kind of, quiet and stuff like that. And then they actually kind of surprised me. They was like, all right, like that's over. We're gonna go eat. Then we're gonna have a dunk contest. Me, like I said, being a basketball guy, I'm like, okay, that kind of lit me up right there. So I'm like, all right. So everybody talking about what type of dunks they gonna do and stuff like that. Everybody talking and recording and stuff. I'm just kind of sitting there. They was like, so what dunk you gonna do? I was like, probably just a regular dunk. Just just trolling a little bit. So yeah, my first dunk, I went out. I put it under both of my legs and dunked, and everybody was like, where you come, like where you come from with that? And everybody was kind of shook from there. And then I came with the East Bay between one of my legs. And, after that, they was like, yeah, nah, he won. And so, yeah, so I got a little trophy and a little picture from that. But yeah, that was a pretty cool experience.
How much did Coach Kelly factor into TCU?
Yeah, for sure.
That relationship was really strong.
Yeah, yes, sir, for sure.
Walk me through that and how you feel like he's helped develop.
Yeah, for sure. Starting off in high school, Coach Kelly wasn't the first one that came up here from TCU. Well, started coming to my high school to recruit me. So I didn't really. I knew about him sort of, but obviously you don't know somebody. You tend, like the relationship is kind of rocky. But after he started showing up day after day, I did end up committing to Texas at first. But he was always there. He told me specifically, like after one of my games, like I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna give up on you. So like that right there stuck out to me, which helped me lead into my decision of commit to TCU. Since I've been here, we had a game plan from the time I stepped on the field to the time I get ready to leave. And all I had to do was trust it, and I trusted in him. That he had my best interest at heart, and it kind of went from there.
What have you seen on the Georgia secondary in the last couple of games? They've shown their ability to pass game people.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously there was some holes and stuff. But at the same time they played against some good receivers. LSU, Ohio State. So But as far as their defense as a whole, I see a lot of speed. Very 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 sound-minded guys as far as football. They know their defense really well, and they're a good team. Yeah. So obviously, leaving never crossed my mind. Obviously, people came up to me asking me and kind of just assuming like I think it was even like a little article that went out like, hey, like we heard Quentin Johnson think about leaving. I'm like I don't remember ever telling anybody that, but like obviously I came here because of the longevity and stuff and the culture that Coach P and his coaching staff had built. But after they left, by that time, like I didn't just fall in love with the football program. I fell in love with the TCU community as a whole. So it was hard to just up and leave that. So yeah, and then plus, I built relationships with people on the team. A lot of my brothers and stuff that I came in with. Obviously, we came in. Well, my class came in COVID. Was the COVID year, so we didn't really get that college experience. So the guys I came in with, I feel like I built a stronger relationship with them in that, just because we didn't have really anything to do but talk to each other every day, get to know each other on a more personal level than I feel like we would have if that wouldn't happen. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty much what it is. Like when I look back on it now, I for sure think it is. Because like it'll be easy for anybody to just up and leave just because the situation looks rocky. Just because the situation looks rocky, that doesn't always mean it is. It's just a whole lot of unknowns that you're just gonna have to go through to So. Through what? Excuse me. I don't. Nah, I don't. It wasn't none reaching out to my high school coach, but it was like different schools I had offers from coming out of high school, and then schools with coaches that was out of school that offered me, but kind of left and went somewhere else. It was kind of a thing like that.
So they reached out to you?
Yeah. They'll. Either they did or like their like GAs and stuff. It was like, oh yeah, like our coach was talking about you during coaches meeting. I was like, yeah, that's cool, but nah. Like obviously I was offered money and all type of stuff like that, but I feel like it's more than just a paycheck or a bag. A lot. I can't even. It was a lot.
You can watch that film. Your eyes get wide. You kind of salivate to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Obviously I do being a receiver. Like seeing holes and stuff in the defense. But at the same time, I can't come into the game expecting it to happen just like that. Obviously, this is a championship. They're gonna have some things tighten up as well as us. So it looks good on film, but it's a different week, it's a different day. So I don't doubt in my mind that they're not gonna have that stuff fixed, which I'm pretty sure they will. So we're just gonna have to come through, and play our best game on that day.
And it'll be settled on the field. There's always that perception of the SEC and
Yeah.
stuff like that. How much do you guys want to
Yeah. Oh, shoot. With every fiber of our being, we for sure do. Obviously we've been counted out for so long, and so many things as far as college football sports. Period. A lot of people don't really think the Big 12 has what it takes to do certain things, and obviously I feel like up to this point we proved that. So all we got to do is come out and keep proving that. No, nobody specific, but I feel like all together, just their secondary all together brings a certain force that's elite. As far as the offense or the team, starting off the field, with Coach Dykes coming in and letting us have some type of freedom and stuff like that. He really enforced a brotherhood before football. So we all did a whole bunch of team activities off the field. Even after each practice, he made 2, 3, 4 guys come up and just tell their story, or like whatever they wanted to say with the team. Because at the end of the day, if you're able to be vulnerable with somebody, that kind of gives somebody another reason just to fight for you that much harder. So I feel like starting with that really was the base of our season that we're having this year. Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's nothing against Coach P because he was and still is a great coach. But I feel like at the end of the day, at this point in time, it was for us with the incorporation of Coach Dice. It just gave like just a change. I'm not going to say something new or something better, but just a change. I feel like we really need it. Sure. Mm-hmm. Just starting with Coach Kaz and his staff that he came in. They just implemented a different level of discipline into us. I mean, like we felt like we had discipline in the past, but obviously we didn't really know how much we needed. But just him instilling that into us from the beginning is really paid off in the season. Like some of the close games that we won this year, like OSU game, the Baylor game. Coming down to it and looking back on it last year, those two games are probably ones we wouldn't have came away with, just cause like we'll either be down by a certain amount or we'll be right there, and we always found a way to lose those games. So I feel like him instilling that into us, helped us push through those games. Mm-hmm. How would you define that mindset? Yeah. I mean, it's a mindset that you have to kind of be selfish, but not as selfish as far as sharing that mindset with your teammates. Because I mean, if you're selfish, you have that mindset, but you don't motivate everybody else to have that mindset. It's no good, and that's when you have cracks in the team. That's when you got a certain amount of good players. But I mean, if you mix that with a certain amount of players that's like it just doesn't click for them, that creates a bad team. And it creates like a cancer to the team. Now you have players not liking each other, and the whole team chemistry is just off.
One other thing I want to talk about. After the Big 12 championship, you lingered.
Yes, sir.
You watched the trophy presentation. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, and I didn't do that so somebody can come up and take my picture. Like obviously that was something that hurt very deeply to not only me but my team. And I told myself before the game, like I'm gonna watch the confetti drop, whether it's in our favor or not. Obviously, it would have been better if it was in our favor, but I kind of just wanted to stay there for the moment and just take all that in and just feel that hurt in me, as well as congratulate the other team. Because I mean, I feel like it would be selfish of me to go head to head with them for the second time this year and not congratulate them. Because at the end of the day, it's a football game. I want to let them know how good they did in that game. But I kind of took that with me. Went home, kind of unpacked it. Try not to dwell on it for too long because I knew that we had more games ahead of us. So going into the next game, I kind of just used that as field, took the loss as a lesson, and move forward from there.
The last thing, as a team, how did you turn that loss
into
a positive perspective?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, we didn't really dwell on it too long. We were kind of down until the very next day when we seen our name called. So after that, we kind of just analyzed film, realized that that was really our first time as a group that we've been in a big game on a big stage like that. So obviously with that comes stuff that you don't usually do in a regular game because you try to do too much. Which prime example myself, actually in that game when I fumbled, caught the pass, was trying to do too much shaking, and my ball security was bad. So I mean, like that's definitely something I look back on and was like, hey, look, just because you're on a big stage doesn't mean you have to be Superman. Just do your job, which is what Coach Dykes instills into us all the time. So I just learned to do the little things right, in a big game like that, and we will ultimately come on top.
Visual playbook after you guys have it. What is it like using that?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's obviously something we could just pop up with. Like I can be half sleeping. All right, let me look at film real quick. Just to bring that up is very convenient to us. Opposed from having to go up out your way and go up to the facility and stuff every 5 seconds and be up there for countless hours, which is nothing wrong with it. But I feel like just the overall convenience of it is just great.
What's it like learning how to use it?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too hard. I mean, just like with anything, if you take a little time with it, it wasn't too hard to get a hang of.
How responsible do you feel like is something like that for helping you guys adjust to year one and your staff and your playbook? How much does that help you guys?
It helped us a lot, but at the same time, if we didn't buy into it and just actually take it serious, it wouldn't help us at all. So I feel like us just buying into it and actually like wanting to learn more and and wanted to learn and grow as fast as we possibly could with the new coaching staff helped us out a lot.
I talked to some other guys that said you live in the app.
Yeah.
How many hours a week would you say you spend?
Yeah. Probably a full work week. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like if I'm doing a 9 to 5 every day at a job at a movie theater, that's probably how long. Yeah, I'm on that, close to that, because I'm like I done wore the app out almost.
Where do you feel like it's helped you the most?
Just kind of. I mean, like I said, the convenience with it. Like I could pull that out anywhere. Like I'll be at dinner or something with my parents. And like, what are you looking at in your phone? I'm like, I'm studying film right now. Like I can, like, I mean, like you can literally do it anywhere. But you know, for me, just kind of, you know, like analyzing film, specific players and stuff like that. You know, like not only that, but going back and evaluating my practices. You know, whether it's from individual drills to good on good and team. So you know, just really evaluating myself. You know, like being my biggest critic. You know, being as hard on myself as possible, so I can, you know, fix it the next day at practice.
How would you describe its impact on you guys' team this year?
Yeah, like I said, you know, after we all bought into it, you know, it had a big impact on us. You know, just like I said, being real, you know, critical of ourselves, and you know, not letting our mistakes from the previous day, you know, linger into the second day. Yes, sir. Yeah. For sure. Obviously, especially in their secondary, they fly around to the ball a lot. You know, the defensive line, very big, very physical. Also flies around to the ball a lot. So obviously, we got to come to the game knowing it's going to be, you know, a track meet. And then as far as us on the outside as receivers, we got to be technicians in our work. So we got to be very technical with the top of the route stuff. You know, coming in and out of breaks. You know, just different stuff like that. And you know, overall, just matching how physical they are.
You know, Max announced that he's going to the NFL. I'm not going to ask whether you're going or not, but just going into this game, what are the feelings and emotions like knowing it could be your last game in a purple uniform?
Yeah, you know, it's so real, but at the same time, it hasn't really hit me yet. Just like this game, or like even the Michigan game, hadn't really just hit me yet like that. And I'm pretty sure my teammates can say the same thing. Because I mean, just the relationships and stuff we build with the coaching staff, with the new players, the stronger relationships we build with the people we already knew is just kind of so real right now. But I feel like everything is gonna just hit us not really until after the season, when we look back and be like, okay, this is, you know, it's crazy.
Two questions in one here. You know, when you're growing up as a kid, is this a game that you've always dreamed of playing in? And two, you know, so much talent on the outside for you personally, just how would you describe your game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Obviously, I mean, like if your dream is to play football, like this is the type of game you play for. I definitely believe it is. It's something that's, you know, incredible. Obviously, not a lot of people get to be here on this big of a stage. So you know, right now I look at it as a blessing. And then you know, the biggest part of my game, I feel like would be obviously with my speed is very deceptive. You know, with a lot of tall receivers, people don't expect you to be as fast as them per se. You know, and I feel like I bring that to the table. I mean, like obviously the deep ball stuff is cool, but I feel like my ground game is cool too. So like my yards and stuff after catch, I can, you know, I'm able to maneuver around, which has obviously been working out well for me this season. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Nah, that's big. Not only for us though, but for the people that came before us. So from 1939 and on, like it's just huge for the people now, TCU alum, the whole TCU community. That's just a big stage for us to be on, and honestly, it's an honor to be a part of. Yeah. I mean, shoot, it'll be in the world. I'm pretty sure if that happens, we're gonna come back and I probably can't even get my house after that. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a lot of you know, a lot of emotions, joy, you know, tears of joy. You know, everything is gonna, you know, accumulate into it at once. Yeah. Just his dog mentality, his fight. Max is not hard to bring down. Max is not hard to okay. Let me rephrase it. He's not the person just to lay down and quit. You know, I mean, we could be playing the Baltimore Ravens right now. Like he would keep the same attitude throughout the whole thing. I mean, and just day in and day out, on the field, off the field, at practice or in the game, he's gonna fight until he can't breathe no more. Like obviously you seen in the Big 12 championship game, after he scored, like we ran over to celebrate to him. He like, hey, like watch out, I can't breathe right now. Like I'm tired. Like we had to help him off the field. So he's definitely gonna give everything he has, which is obviously motivational to the rest of the team.
Quentin, just want to ask you about your matchups against Georgia secondary. Ohio State was able to get some deep shots down the field. You're a deep shot guy. I mean, you guys did at the same time success.
Oh yeah, for sure. But at the same time, with the holes and stuff they had in their defensive pass game or two, we can't go into the game expecting that it's going to be the same thing for us. We got to expect that they're going to come into the game with those mistakes fixed, and for them to play their best game, which we're expecting to come out and play our best game too.
One-on-one, I don't know how much you're going to see Ringo, but he's their guy. I mean, you guys,
Yeah, for sure.
declare me top half of the first round of the draft. Size of that matchup.
Yeah. Oh, like obviously, with his name and notoriety, it'd be a good matchup. Like I said, this is what you play football for. This is what you show up for. Is big moments like this. And shout out to him because he's a good player too.
He's not necessarily known as a guy that wins a lot of contested balls. Like his strength is in other areas as opposed to playing the ball up in the air. But 6'4", you're obviously very strong, and that's where you can win when it balls up.
Yes, sir. Sure. Yeah, for sure. And I'm very excited to go up against them. But I mean, I'd be excited to go up any team in the national championship. I mean, like that just adds a new stamp to it. So I mean, like if we were playing Georgia, Alabama, just anybody. I mean, we were playing Michigan, and I was just excited to be there in the moment. I mean, like I feel like at that point it's like you don't really. I mean, like you look at who you playing, but I mean, like you playing for yourself, you playing for your team, you playing for your family. Town you came from, it's like you got a lot riding on the game, so you can't really just sit there and worry about who you're playing and their past success. So right now I'm just excited to be here. Yeah, for sure. It was the transition took a minute. I mean, like as with anything, because everything was new. Like we didn't really know them, they didn't really know us. But I mean, like after we decided, like, look, let's go, let's buy in. Everything was smooth. And then obviously you always have that just playing college football in general. It's like, all right, like what you want to do this year? Go win a national championship. That's one thing to say, but there's so many odds stacked against you with obviously coming off a 5 and 7 year, obviously having a new coaching staff, new strength and conditioning staff, having X amount of players transfer in. It's like the chemistry is ideally supposed to be like not what it should be. With a coaching staff like that, people expect, oh yeah, they'll be good in a few years and stuff like that. But from the time they came in, they literally enforced into us a championship mentality. Like every day we walk in 5 o'clock in the morning, championship mentality. And I feel like we weren't just hearing that and let it go in one area out the other. We really took it to heart and practice like we were trying to get to a championship, which has worked out for us. Oh yeah, for sure. Deshaun Jackson in high school. No, when I was in this was Pee Wee. I'm getting a little old. Tavon Austin, I watched him in West Virginia for sure, and DeAnthony Thomas. Just their speed and deceptiveness, their quickness off the ball, their quickness with the things they can do with the ball was something I've always looked up to for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, because like I didn't really hit my growth spurt till late, so I was thinking I was gonna be slot size, just kind of 5, whatever. So I was always modeling my game after them for sure. Cool.
Get some water.
Hey, cool.
Hey, Quentin, when you look at the film of Ohio State, what they were able to do in the past game against Georgia, what stands out?
Yeah, obviously they found a lot of holes in their defense. They were able to make, a lot of big plays with a lot of their big time receivers. So, I feel like that's one of the main things how they were able to come out and execute. When it was time to.
You look at your game over the offseason, you certainly made a name for yourself. Where was the focus over the offseason to grow your skill set?
Yeah, just overall maturing my game, just doing the little things right. Because I feel like I wasn't, too bad last year, but obviously I had some, things to fix. Like my deep ball was okay, but I don't feel like I was consistent as I needed to be. Which obviously I kind of cleaned it up. Things like my yards after catch, and then things when I don't have the ball, like my blocking, running downfield, kind of having a decoy route. So just the little things that kind of I need to put in place to make myself a better receiver.
Your quarterback is out there half bloody and half jersey ripped most of the time. How would you describe that stuff?
Yeah, a fighter. He's gonna fight to the end. He's not gonna let anything stop him from getting, obviously what he wants to get at the end of the day, and that's a win. So, that's just how he is. His overall dog mentality is what gives the team, more motivation to keep going.
You look at this, your offensive starters, 10 of 11 were here last year. Where did it change to become a top 10 offense in that one state?
Yeah, obviously we've been with each other for a while, so it was in due time for us. But we just had to apply the level of discipline that I feel like we needed this year, instilled by Coach Kaz and Coach Dykes and his staff. So I feel like that was a big part of that.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you. How you doing? Yeah. Obviously just learning myself. When I first started, getting a little taller, I was kind of awkward. Just cause I wasn't used to having, my legs up under me and stuff. So obviously that took a little minute to, get into. But as far as deep ball stuff, you gotta jump, torque your body in the air, come down with it, get your feet down. For me personally, I feel like that came from basketball. I said I was a big basketball guy. I didn't hit my growth spurt till late, like I said, but I still was, mostly always the tallest person on my team. So I'm in the post. So you in the post, you got to back somebody down, shake one way, go the other way. Your footwork got to be good, and then your top half got to be loose too, just shaking and baking and stuff like that. And I feel like I was doing that for so long, kind of just translated to the football field. Yeah, I would say probably middle of my junior year. Going into my senior year, I was still kind of linking and stuff like that. But especially when I came into college, I started eating more, filling out a little bit. I feel like that's when too. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it benefits me a lot. It gives me, gives me a different range of, other than just being, oh yeah, he's a deep ball guy and that's it. Oh yeah, he's gonna, run the slant on third down. Like that's it. Like I feel like I got more to bring. Yeah. 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 I'm not gonna treat him any differently than I've treated any other DB. Going back to what I said, kind of just at the end of the day being a technician of my routes. If I'm going for a deep ball, attack his levers. Make him feel uncomfortable, get up on him quick. And if I have a cutting route, in route, out route, just give him some, not too many moves, top of the route stuff, just just make sure I'm really like crisp and I'm not all wide and wild with my routes and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. So just keeping everything tight and trusting my footwork and my ability. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Personally for me, I feel like they're not a team to give up the deep ball easy. We can disguise that and have an in route or a curl route or just stop routes when they're not pressed up. So just the shorter routes until they come down a little bit, and then we can possibly turn them into bigger routes like the post or the go or just whatever it is. Yeah. 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 Honestly, I like to work for my bread for sure. I would actually much rather get the ball, have something to put on the highlight tape, somebody mixtape with some little baby in the background of that mug. So yeah, I feel like that's what it is for sure. Yeah. This year for sure, guy from K-State, 23. That's somebody I've been having a long battle with since last year for sure. Obviously, he's a bigger guy, about my height, maybe even a little taller, 6'4", 205, 210, whatever he is. I feel like his just overall physical presence is something that I had to kind of learn to deal with, especially last year. He gave me some trouble for real. And then kind of going into this year, he cool guy, but he the type of guy, he gonna talk to you, he gonna try to get you out your game, he gonna press you out the line, he gonna obviously doing anything in his power to stop you from getting the ball, which I feel like towards the end of the year I've kind of started to figure it out, was able to maneuver through that, but him for sure. Yeah, for sure. Obviously I've put the work in throughout the years, and I believe my ability, this far is gonna take me to where I need to go. Appreciate it.
One of the things that a lot of your teammates have said about what's been different about this year is just it's been a lighter atmosphere. It's more fun. Like, I'm curious, is that something that you feel that winning is obviously a lot more fun than losing? Like, has Coach Dykes made this a little bit different mentality program?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm saying that, not saying like we just kind of mess through practice and go to the water park after every day. But it's more of a better, I don't want to say mellow, but the environment is just all around more friendly. We have people at practice. We got the music going loud. Like they allow us to dance at practice if you want to dance. Just kind of get loose. But at the same time having that laser focus when it's time. And I feel like that's something they instilled, and he kind of let us know that from the beginning. He was like, he's not the type of coach to yell and scream at you every 5 seconds for stuff, but at the same time, he wanted us to be sure to have laser focus when it's time. And I feel like up until this point, we've been doing just that.
Yeah, it's always like a work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that how different is that from how it was your first few years?
Yeah, and obviously with that, me and my situation, COVID played a big part in that too, because we couldn't really just move how we wanted to move, so everything was kind of thrown off. But I feel like it was a change. It was a good change for us for the program. In those ways, we do a lot of stuff, outside of the football field to, kind of just get us loose and kind of take our mind off it a little bit, and then we're gonna come back to it refreshed and ready to go.
What role, if any, do you think that's played in winning 13 or 14 games?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's played a big role. Like I said, we do a lot of off the field stuff, team bonding stuff, which I feel like has grown us as a team. Even more. We do a lot of, we hang out a lot. Do a lot of a lot of cool stuff. So I mean, like at the end of the day, like you wanna get to know the person that's fighting with you. On your left and your right. So you gotta have that personal relationship with them, which I feel like is what we've done this year. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Hard worker, very coachable. Obviously, as far as practice and stuff goes, but on the field stuff is going to give you 110%. He's a great leader. He's not the type of person to always yell and just cuss you out. But at the same time, when it's time to, he will he will be that person. But off the field stuff, great guy. Clean record. Everything's good about him. So. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, it's like that happens, and you look up 2 plays later, and he's running for a touchdown. So, I mean, like it's almost became normal to us. It's like, yeah, like we already knew he's gonna give us, 100, and 10%, and like as far as like the injuries and stuff like that, he's bleeding. I mean, like we can get that fixed after the game, and I feel like that's his mindset too. Yeah. And obviously coming off the last few years when we weren't always able to make that happen, it kind of just matured us in a way to, like we've been in those type of situations before. So it's like, all right, like just go back to your your base training, which we work like scramble drills and stuff at practice. But in the past we tend to kind of just panic, like you said, and like, forget some of that stuff. So, it's all about just maturing and being, football minded and just going back to, to your base level learning. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you.
At what point in this incredible season did the dream of playing in a national championship become reality?
Yeah. Towards the second half of the season, we were probably 8-0, 9-0, and then with the games ahead of us, we felt very confident, going into them. Obviously we came through a lot of adversity. The games, like I keep going back to it, like the Baylor game, the OSU game, even the Texas game. That was by any means no easy game. So I felt like after a certain point through the second half of the season, we we really got a chance. Like we didn't overcame some stuff that theoretically we weren't supposed to overcome. So I feel like that made us stronger as a team, and it had our mind in the right place to come to a championship. Yeah, for sure.
What's your pregame warm-up song?
Pre-game warm-up songs, it just depends. It's different songs for different days. So like if I'm in the locker room, I try not to get too hyped before I go on the field and get to dance and stuff. So honestly, I throw on some R&B, some country and stuff like that to kind of yeah, for sure to kind of mellow everything out. But then when it's time to get on the field, I'll turn Lil Baby on, Lil Wayne or something like that. So yeah, for sure. Obviously going against that type of defense all year is really what I feel helped mold our offense into what it is now. Because obviously it's some great players on that on that defense, and his play style was just something that we weren't used to. And I feel like I feel like in my heart and my mind that's the best defense in this league and in college football. So we go against them every day. It's going to be hard to be stopped for us. Yeah, no, for sure. Prime example is, last week when we played Michigan, in their press conference and stuff like that, they were kind of, chuckling at the fact, that we ran a 3-3-5 defense, which is, obviously something that people aren't used to. So I mean, like if you're not really used to something, you kind of just laugh it off and be like, it's going to be a walk in the park. But I feel like, up until this point, like a lot of teams have found out that, it's the complete opposite. Yeah. Honestly, it hasn't just hit me yet like I think it should. I feel like closer to game time it will. But at the same time, TCU community, Big 12, Texas, my family, the list goes on. It's an honor. It's big. It's huge. It means a lot. We got a lot of people, rooting for us. So it's just, overall a good feeling. It's a blessing. Nah, I feel like the nervous aspect of just playing big teams in general is kind of something that's past us now. We've been in so many big games that theoretically we weren't supposed to be in, or we were counted out of. So I mean, like at this point we just keeping our heads to the ground and playing our best brand of football.
What's one thing that stands out of
Yeah, for sure, speed and physicality. Physicality that's a given with them. You think of a team like Georgia, that's the first thing you think of. But especially in their secondary, those guys can really run. So, sure.
At the end of last year, you talked about transferring to Florida. You said St. Louis. We looked at his 2023 national championship. You thank him a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But honestly, as far as transferring and stuff, I wasn't. I guess you could say it was a thought that was in there, but it wasn't really nothing that just stuck in my mind. It was a thought that came and gone. It was like, all right, like nah, I kind of, I'm gonna go ahead and trust, Coach Dykes, even though I haven't met him yet. Like this is before I even met him. So, I was, kind of going back and looking at his accolades and just, seeing everything he did. So, ultimately decided to stay here, which is, obviously something that's turning out good for us right now.
I guess how good is it to have a support system like that?
Yeah.
Given the turmoil, coaching, having some elite athletes.
Oh yeah, for sure. My dad's, played a big part in that for sure. He's been my coach from Pee Wee up until he couldn't no more. 8th grade going into high school. So, he's somebody that's gonna always be there for me, and my ups and downs. So it's I give him a lot of credit.
With the entire football community, rallying around Allen injury. One is, what were your thoughts when you saw that, and two, seeing something like that, is it going to affect your mindset going into the game on Monday?
Of the injury. Obviously that was that was a freak injury. Prayers are still going out to him and his family. But I mean that was a football player. It's just very unfortunate for that to happen to him, and I mean not only him, but just anybody. That'd be very unfortunate to happen for him. But I feel like that's not something that's gonna affect the way we play. Like we're not gonna slow down. We're still gonna as far as defense, they're still gonna hit people full speed, and offensively we're still gonna go full speed and play our game. Like I said, obviously that's something that's very unfortunate, but I don't think that's gonna slow us down.
And when he finally came to, his first words were,
"Did we win?" Yeah, for sure.
And is that something that you guys can use as a motivating factor, seeing this, seeing what he's been through, but his mentality is about his teammates?
Yeah, for sure, and to me that just goes to show how much time and effort people put into the game of football, how much love is instilled into football. So like obviously that's big. Obviously thankful that he came too. But I mean then to hear his first words be did we win? It just tells a lot about the time and love the players have for the game. Thank you. Yeah, obviously the first few games, I wasn't really sure what it was. I'm like, what's going on? Didn't really bother to look at the screen, but and honestly, I looked at the screen one time. It's probably the third, fourth game of the season. I started getting a little chance. I'm like, let me look away from this thing. But I mean, like obviously that's something that's been a fan favorite, and it just gives a lot of hype and a lot of like a lot of liveliness to the team in the community. Sure. Cool. Bet. Cool.
Okay, so what would be worse, a bad haircut or a bad game day fit?
A bad game day fit, because if you have a bad haircut, you can just throw a hat on it.
What's on your game day playlist?
My game day playlist, it'll be a mix of, no songs in specific. Morgan Wallen, Lil Baby, Luke Combs, Lil Wayne, and Drake, occasionally. Who's the last person to get on the bus?
Like they're the lead.
Let me see. Gotta go with like, if it's not one of the coaches, my boy Jordan Hudson. Oh, that's a little. Ooh, let me not get nobody in trouble. Let me see. Who would I not let date my sister? Probably Travis. Depends on what is going on, but ranch, for sure.
And can you describe what a hip
I'm still not fully under. I still don't know what it is fully, but I feel like it's like a distraction. It's something that you just use as a distraction tactic to the opposing team, and something that's obviously caught on with our fans is something that brings a lot of hype to the team.
last one? Do you have any weird game-day superstitions that you do?
Nothing crazy, but I feel like I always gotta eat the same thing I ate the previous week at breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Awesome.
Sure,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
When you started film Georgia the last 2 games, what do you see as some of the things from their defense? Did they get a lot of passing yards?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, they gave up a lot of passing yards. There was a lot of holes in their defense. But like I said before, I can't go into this game expecting them to play that same way, and I would kind of be naive to think that they haven't fixed what was going wrong for them the past few weeks. So I'm right now where I'm at right now, I'm kind of expecting them to have all of that fixed, and for them to play their best brand of football.
Quentin, you played particularly well in big games. You kind of expect to keep that trend going against Georgia. Is there any defense that you expect to
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, this is the type of game you play for. So I mean, why not show up and play your best football?
Yeah, and why do you feel like you played so well in this big game?
Yeah.
Step up to the moment?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because obviously this is by far the biggest game that I've been a part of. But there's been other games that's been big too. Kind of leading up to this moment, I feel like I kind of came up short and was like nervous just because of how big it was or how many people was watching. So I kind of just tell myself, like, at the end of the day, despite all the hype and stuff around it, it's still a football game. So you just got to come out and make your parents proud.
And so you're projected obviously to go somewhere in the NFL draft. What would you say to NFL teams that are thinking about drafting you?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I would say, I would be, a very good pick for whoever team, chooses to pick me, and I will, for sure, bring my all day in and day out. You won't regret it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
This season was absolutely incredible for you guys. You guys came in projected to be 7th in the Big 12. You guys continued the perseverance every single one of the season. Talk to me about what you've learned about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously with myself and the team, it just shows how we're able to overcome. I don't want to say adversity, but it's just overcoming the doubt. Like obviously we were counted out anyway, so we went into every game with the mindset of like we have nothing to lose. Like people's already expecting us, to do bad, so why not exceed that expectation? So that taught me a lot about myself, as a person, which obviously with something like that can translate off the field too. So that's been it's been big for me.
Sure. Now, you've been a part of both the Gary Patterson team and now the Sunday Nights team. What are some similarities or some contrasts with your coaching?
Yeah, just the overall mentality. I feel like their mentality was both both the same. Obviously, with the national championship, still in mind, just their dedication. The countless hours they spend up here. Just pouring into our team.
Now, Coach Oz has had a from this team. What does he mean to you? How is he helping your whole development?
Yeah. Nah, Coach Kaz, that's an amazing contribution to our team. He's done a lot for us. Physically as far as weight room and nutrition and stuff. But at the same time, mentally, he really takes the time out to get to know each person, which is crazy. A crazy little story about him. Coach Kaz, very smart guy and stuff like that. So I think after the second or third month, he had this big talk with us just about mental health and kind of staying the course like that. And then usually we get a team break and it's like, all right, family on 3 or whatever, and then we'll break out. He broke everybody out by calling each person's last name and their weight out. Like he didn't have a sheet on him or nothing. He was like, all right, Q 210, all right, you can go like to the point, whatever it was. He called every person's weight out, and something like that just shows how much he takes time out to memorize. Each person has a personal relationship with them. So I feel like that's that's huge for a team like us. Obviously, coming off seasons like we did the previous 2 years, we needed somebody like him to help turn the program around.
Now, last question. Looking at Georgia, they're trying to go back-to-back national championships. What does that do to motivate you?
Yeah, for sure. And not necessarily them trying to win that, back to back, which is obviously, something that, I mean, like if you come back, you're supposed to have that mindset. But I feel like our motivation comes from people, always counting us out from the start of the season, and then at the same time being the first Texas team to come, obviously representing the whole Big 12 too. So I feel like that's where the majority of our motivation comes. So.
We had a couple of players off last year's team that chose to leave, not come back. You deciding to really commit to this new coaching staff, it's a big deal, probably for the whole locker room. What made you want to stay? What made you want to be a part of this season?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, first of all, leaving was never, my mindset. Even with Coach P and his coaching staff leaving, I say it time and time again. I not only fell in love with the football program, but I fell in love with the TCU community as a whole. So I feel like that's something that really kept me grounded. Staying down in this program.
What was anything about Coach Dykes when you first met him? Like, what was your first impression of him?
Okay, so cool little story again. I went to his first press conference. I mean, like I said, I didn't know him. Like obviously, he probably knew me, but just kind of wanted to come and feel him out as a person, see how he was, how he carried himself like that, and stuff like that. So I was very impressed. And then too, I think we had like a little break the following few weeks. I'm at home chilling. He texted me. He was like, "Hey, what you doing this weekend?" And I'm thinking he gonna make me come to the facility or something. I'm like, nothing, just chilling at home. He was like, "You gonna be at home, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, bet. Me and my wife are gonna drive down and talk to your parents and kind of like lay out a plan for you guys." So I'm like, "Okay." So that's something that really stood out to me. Like he actually took time out to come to talk to me and my parents personally. So that was big for us. Yeah, for sure. That was. I mean, very similar to Coach Dykes. Him and his family was very, very, welcoming to us. Good experience, and then kind of looking at his background, I was, very confident that, he'll have our best, best interest when it comes to football, receiver style, player football. They came and incorporated, air raid style offense, which was, amazing for us. Yeah, for sure. Just our game plan has been more efficient and more effective overall. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Personally, obviously, I was a Z last year. Got moved to X, which is X is traditionally a home run hitter, big post guy, big curl, big vertical guy. Which I feel like that's something that I was okay at in the past, but it's something that I just need to add the finishing touches to, which I feel like Coach Riley and his staff help me do that. At the time, no. But looking back on it now, I suppose so. But like I said, leaving was never in my train of thought. I had brothers that I came in with. It was kind of like a decision. We was like, yeah, we staying here. Like we gonna fight for the greater good of this football team, and whoever they bring in, we're gonna outwork everybody on the team, and continue to go up. So.
Right. 3 super quick questions.
Cool.
First, who on the team most embodies like a horn frog? And not a TCU horn frog, like a literal horn frog.
Who embodies a literal horn frog?
Yeah, literal horn frog.
My boy Blair Conrad. just cause how he is. He's quiet. He's quiet most of the time, and I feel like a horn frog is also deceptive. Like he's capable of a lot of things you wouldn't really expect. So yeah.
Right. If Coach Dykes were to get an NIL deal, what would it be?
It would definitely be Blazers and Air Force Ones, because he always coming out with Air Force Ones. He always has some type of upgraded Horned Frog style Air Force One, so that's something for sure.
Who's the best facial hair on the team?
Best facial hair. Probably. Let me see. Let me look around. Who got the best facial hair? Probably my boy Caleb. My boy Chris Dyke. Chris Dyke got some some good facial hair too. So.
Not voting yourself?
Yeah, nah. See, look, I need a shape up right now, so I can't do it. For sure. Thank you.
Well, one more question here, then we'll hold over here.
Let me just sneak in a real pure football question. I've seen Georgia's secondary, give up some pretty big plays.
Yeah.
The last couple of outings, I'm sure you've watched them close.
Sure.
As a wideout, looking for those opportunities. What do you see there?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that we see as a positive. Like obviously we see some flaws, in their defense. But at the same time, we can't come out and expect them to, go on with that same thing, not fixing in this game. So obviously I expect them to come out and play their best brand of football. And I feel like our game plan is going to match that.